Across Nigeria, a generation rises. They are young, vibrant and full of potential. They are the students of Nigeria, and they have a message: enough is enough. Tired of bad governance and police brutality, they have taken to the streets in a wave of protests that has captured the world's attention. Their demand is simple: a better Nigeria. The students carry placards, their voices echoing with chants of "endsars" and "we want justice." Their faces, a mix of anger and hope, reflect the complex reality of their lived experiences. These are young people who have grown up witnessing the devastating effects of corruption and violence. They are tired of living in fear, tired of losing their peers to the very institutions meant to protect them. The protests are a testament to the power of collective action, a resounding declaration that the youth of Nigeria will no longer be silenced. Their movement is about reclaiming their future, demanding a Nigeria where their dreams can thrive, not be cut short by the brutality of a system that has failed them for too long. This is their fight, their moment, and they are determined to make their voices heard. This is not just about police brutality, though that is a significant part of it. It is about the systemic issues that have plagued Nigeria for decades: corruption, poverty, lack of opportunities, and a government that seems indifferent to the plight of its people. The students are demanding accountability, transparency, and a complete overhaul of a system that has kept them in the shadows for far too long. This is a fight for the soul of Nigeria. The endsars movement, the driving force behind these student protests, is not new. It emerged in 2017 as a cry for help, a desperate plea to end the reign of terror inflicted by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad known as SARS. Tasked with combating armed robbery, SARS had become synonymous with the very crimes it was meant to prevent. Stories of extortion, torture, and extrajudicial killings at the hands of SARS officers became rampant. Young Nigerians, especially those perceived as affluent or tech-savvy, became targets. They were profiled for their appearance, their phones searched without warrants, their lives threatened for the smallest infraction, real or imagined. The hashtag #endsars became a rallying cry on social media, a platform where victims shared their harrowing encounters with SARS officers. The world began to listen. The initial wave of protests in 2017 forced the Nigerian government to promise reforms, but these proved largely cosmetic. SARS continued its reign of terror, pushing the youth of Nigeria to a breaking point. Then came 2020, and with it, a renewed wave of protests. A video surfaced online depicting the alleged killing of a young man by SARS officers in Lagos. This sparked outrage, reigniting the #endsars movement with a ferocity that took even the government by surprise. The students, who had borne the brunt of SARS brutality for years, were at the forefront of this new wave of protests. They understood the urgency, the need for lasting change. This was not just about ending SARS, it was about ending the culture of impunity that allowed such a unit to thrive. It was about demanding a new Nigeria, one where the lives of its citizens, especially its youth, were valued and protected. Alao Justice was a bright light, a beacon of hope not just for his family but for his community. A first-class medical student at the University of Lagos, Alao had dreams as vast as the sky. He wanted to use his knowledge to serve his people, to heal the sick, and make a difference in a country grappling with healthcare challenges. He was the embodiment of promise, a testament to the potential that resides within Nigeria's youth. But Alao's dreams were brutally cut short. On a fateful evening, while returning from a study group, he was stopped at a police checkpoint. What should have been a routine check turned into a nightmare. Accused of being a Yahoo boy, a term used to describe internet fraudsters, Alao was subjected to harassment and intimidation by the police officers. When he tried to assert his rights, he was met with brute force. Alao was beaten mercilessly, his pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears. By the time he arrived at the hospital, he was barely clinging to life. His injuries were too severe, the damage irreversible. Alao, the brilliant medical student who dreamed of healing others, became a victim of the very system that was meant to protect him. His death sent shockwaves through the student community and beyond, a stark reminder of the human cost of police brutality. Alao's story is not unique. He is one of countless young Nigerians who have lost their lives to police brutality. His death, however, became a symbol of the students' struggle, a rallying cry for justice and an end to the culture of impunity that allows such tragedies to occur. Alao's name, once whispered in grief, is now chanted in defiance, a reminder that the fight for a better Nigeria continues.
My son, Alao, was my pride and joy. He had such big dreams, dreams that were stolen from him. The pain of losing him is unbearable. Every day, I wake up hoping it's all just a bad dream, but it's our reality. He was taken from us by the very people who were supposed to protect him. How do you bear the unbearable? How do you find justice in a system that took his life? I want the world to know who Alao was. He was kind, intelligent, and full of life. He wanted to make Nigeria a better place. His death must not be in vain. We must continue to fight for justice, for change, for a Nigeria where no mother has to bury her child because of police brutality. This is not just for Alao, it's for all the young lives lost. We must ensure that their dreams live on, that their voices are not silenced. We must bear the unbearable and turn our grief into a force for change.
I remember the chaos, the sound of sirens, the shouts, and then the pain. It's something I'll never forget. We were just standing up for our rights, for a better future. But they met us with violence.
The protests have grown louder, with people from all walks of life demanding change. The call for good governance is not just a local issue anymore. It's resonating around the world. The fight for justice continues, with the hope that one day the voices of the people will bring about real, lasting change.
The government is fully aware of the concerns raised by the citizens. We are taking steps to address these issues and ensure that justice is served. We urge everyone to remain calm and allow the process to unfold.
The international community has been closely monitoring the situation in Nigeria. There have been calls for immediate action and accountability from various global leaders. The pressure is mounting on the Nigerian government to respond effectively to the demands of its people.
Despite the challenges and the obstacles, the pursuit of a better Nigeria continues. The resilience and determination of the Nigerian people remain unshaken. This is a story of courage, of hope, and of a relentless quest for justice and equality. The journey is far from over, but the spirit of the movement lives on.